Dua Lipa, the multi-award-winning artist known for hits like New Rules and Levitating, has always been known for her distinctive style, both in music and fashion. Recently, in an exclusive interview with Zane Lowe for Apple TV's A Carpool Karaoke Christmas, she revealed an unexpected and refreshing perspective on how she prefers to experience music, not through the high-end studio speakers that are typically associated with professional sound, but rather through the more casual and relatable experience of listening to tunes in her car or on not-so-good headphones. Lipa, who has earned accolades including 7 Brit Awards and 3 Grammy Awards, discussed her approach to music and the art of listening. She shared that despite being a perfectionist in the studio, she has learned that perfect studio conditions might not always offer the best way to experience a song. According to Lipa, the high-end speakers used in studios are designed to make music sound crisp and flawless. While this sounds ideal, she explained that it often leads to a dissonance between how a song sounds in the studio and how it feels in everyday settings. As Lipa puts it, that's the problem with really good speakers in a studio. It makes a lot of things sound good. And then you leave the studio and you're like, wait a second, this wasn't exactly how I remember this. She continued, "It's crazy how you can really kid yourself in the moment." For Lipa, the real magic happens when music is heard in a more authentic, everyday context. That's why she prefers listening to her own tracks, and music in general, on ordinary headphones or through her car's sound system. What might surprise fans is her revelation that listening to music on not-so-good headphones actually enhances her overall experience. While it may seem counterintuitive to some, the imperfections of regular headphones seem to elevate the connection one feels to the music. It strips away the polished veneer and delivers a rawer, more immediate experience, one that feels closer to how the average listener enjoys music. This approach to music might sound like an unconventional choice from an artist of Lipa's caliber. After all, with her numerous awards and chart-topping songs, she has the resources to access the best sound equipment in the world. But this speaks to Lipa's grounded and relatable nature. For her, the true essence of music lies not in the pristine clarity of studio recordings, but in the way a song resonates emotionally with the listener. When listening on headphones that don't necessarily offer the best fidelity, the focus shifts from perfection to feeling. And in Lipa's words, that is where the magic happens. This philosophy isn't just a personal preference, it seems to reflect a larger trend in the music industry where the focus is shifting away from overly polished, commercial sounds and back towards authenticity. In an era dominated by streaming platforms, where most listeners aren't experiencing music in the controlled environment of a studio, Lipa's choice to embrace a more imperfect listening experience can be seen as a celebration of the raw energy that music offers when experienced in a natural setting. Lipa's thoughts on music aren't just about how she listens, but also about how she creates. Her latest album, Radical Optimism, released on May 3rd of 2024, is a reflection of this approach. The album features a mix of genres, from upbeat dance anthems to introspective ballads, capturing the complexities of modern life with both optimism and realism. The release came after a month of anticipation, with Lipa announcing it in March of that year. Though Radical Optimism explores themes of hope, resilience, and the power of positivity, which are core to Lipa's ethos, both in her music and in her personal life. The title itself, Radical Optimism, encapsulates her journey as an artist and as a person. In a world often filled with negativity, Lipa has found a way to embrace optimism as a radical act. For her, this doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties of life, but rather choosing to rise above them and continue to move forward. Her approach to music mirrors this philosophy, embracing imperfections, celebrating joy, and finding beauty in the everyday moments that define our lives. Lipa's discussion about her preferences for music listening also sheds light on her approach to her artistry in general. While many artists are hyper-focused on maintaining the perfect image or sound, Lipa has always been about authenticity and staying true to herself. Whether she is performing on stage, recording in the studio, or simply relaxing with a song in her car, she values the feeling of the moment more than the technical aspects of the music itself. This approach has not only endeared her to millions of fans, but has also allowed her to build a lasting career that is both commercially successful and artistically fulfilling. Moreover, Lipa's candidness in sharing these personal details about her listening habits speaks to her larger mission of promoting self-expression and authenticity in an industry that often values image over substance. Her willingness to step away from the conventional expectations of how music should be consumed makes her a trailblazer, not just in music, but in how artists can engage with their fans and share their creative processes. Her decision to embrace an authentic listening experience may also be tied to her growing role as a global icon. As she continues to break boundaries in music, fashion, and activism, Lipa's voice is increasingly influential. Her emphasis on enjoying music in its most natural form rather than relying on high-tech gadgets or sound systems offers a refreshing perspective in a time when people are constantly seeking perfection in every aspect of life. Lipa is reminding her fans, and the world, that sometimes the most meaningful connections happen when we embrace imperfection and live in the moment. In the years since her debut album, Dua Lipa, 2017, the British singer has become one of the defining voices of her generation. Her fusion of pop, disco, and electronic music has garnered her a dedicated fan base and critical acclaim. Songs like Don't Start Now, Future, Nostalgia have become anthems of empowerment and fun. But it's her authenticity, both in her music and in her personal life, that has truly set her apart. As Lipa continues to shape the future of music, her philosophy on listening may serve as a reminder for all of us. It's not always about perfection. It's about how we connect to the music, the emotions it evokes, and the stories it tells. So next time you put on your headphones or start up your car stereo, take a cue from Dua Lipa. Embrace the imperfections, feel the music, and let it take you on a journey. Yeah. After all, the most authentic listening experience might just be the one where you let go of expectations and simply enjoy the ride. With radical optimism now in the world, Lipa is poised to continue influencing the music industry, encouraging listeners to embrace the joy of music in whatever form it comes. As she moves forward with her career, it's clear that her philosophy on music and life in general will continue to resonate with fans across the globe.